The United States defense establishment has been rocked by an unexpected order from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. He has directed hundreds of the nation's most senior generals and admirals, officers of one-star rank and above, along with their top enlisted advisors, to gather next week at Marine Corps University in Quantico, Virginia. What makes this move extraordinary is its suddenness and secrecy. High-ranking officers across the world were told to change plans and attend with minimal notice. The Pentagon has confirmed the meeting, but offered no real explanation. This has sparked speculation, anxiety, and criticism both inside and outside military circles. So what's really happening? Could this be about strategy, restructuring, or something more political? Let's break it down.
What we know so far. Scale of the meeting. Hundreds of generals and admirals are expected to attend. Such a large, in-person gathering is highly unusual, especially at short notice. Timing. Invitations were sent just days before the event. Many commanders had to abandon deployments or scheduled assignments. Location. Quantico, Virginia, a secure but symbolic site often used for military education and leadership training. Agenda. Still unclear. The Pentagon has only said Secretary Hegseth will address the attendees. Retired officers note that usually, events of this scale are planned months in advance, with clear themes such as strategic reviews or wargaming. The secrecy and disruption here suggest something more urgent or unconventional.
Why this matters. Disruption to operations. Pulling so many top leaders away from commands worldwide risks gaps in decision-making. Though deputies can fill in, the absence of senior figures at the same time is unsettling. Security concerns. Bringing nearly all senior leaders together in one place could be dangerous. In military planning, dispersal is usually considered safer than concentration. Lack of transparency. Officers are reportedly confused, and critics argue that secrecy undermines trust. In an era of global instability, clarity in command is critical. Hegseth's leadership style. Since taking office, Pete Hegseth has been shaking up the Pentagon. Proposed renaming the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Cut the number of general and flag officers by nearly 20%, dismissed several senior leaders seen as out of step with his priorities, questioned diversity programs and reshaped promotions. Supporters argue he's streamlining the military, making it leaner and tougher. Critics warn he's politicizing the armed forces and consolidating power. This context makes the Quantico meeting look less like a routine briefing and more like a possible turning point.
Possible scenarios. So, what could this be about? Analysts have suggested several possibilities. 1. New defense strategy. Hegseth may use the meeting to launch a fresh national defense strategy, outlining priorities in the Indo-Pacific, Europe, or cyberspace. This would explain the need to gather all leaders in one room to set direction. 2. Organizational overhaul. The Pentagon might announce major restructuring, merging commands, trimming officer ranks further, or redefining chains of authority. This would fit Hegseth's pattern of aggressive reforms. 3. Loyalty test. Some fear the meeting could include demands for political loyalty or ideological alignment with the Trump administration. If true, this would blur the line between civilian oversight and politicization of the military. 4. Preparation for a crisis. Another theory is that the U.S. is bracing for a major global or domestic challenge, whether in Ukraine, Taiwan, the Middle East, or even internal unrest. The gathering could be about wargaming or aligning rapid response. 5. Symbolic show of force. Finally, it may simply be a demonstration of control. Bringing generals together sends a powerful visual signal to both domestic audiences and foreign adversaries.
Risks and criticism. Erosion of military neutrality. If the meeting veers into political territory, it risks undermining the U.S. military's tradition of nonpartisanship. Retired officers have warned against this repeatedly. Morale and trust issues. Abrupt moves with little explanation can damage morale. Officers may feel pressured to comply with unclear or politically motivated directives. Congressional oversight. Lawmakers could demand hearings or briefings. If they suspect executive overreach, they may try to limit the administration's influence over military command. International implications. Allies may be unsettled by signs of instability or centralization within the U.S. defense system. Adversaries, meanwhile, could misinterpret the suddenness as preparation for escalation. What to watch? Over the coming days, several signals will reveal more. 1. Agenda leaks. Officers may quietly share what was discussed. 2. Personnel moves. Watch for sudden retirements, dismissals, or reassignments. 3. Policy documents. A new strategy paper could be released soon after. 4. Congressional response. Hearings or public criticism from lawmakers will show political concern. 5. Global deployments. Any major shifts in troop or fleet movements could suggest operational changes tied to the meeting.
Conclusion. The sudden order for America's top generals and admirals to convene at Quantico is not routine. It is a signal. Whether that signal is about strategy, restructuring, or politics remains uncertain. For now, the move underscores both the power and the risks of centralizing authority. If this is about unity of command, it could strengthen the U.S. military's focus. If it's about political loyalty, it could damage the institution's credibility. As the world watches, this gathering could become a defining moment in the relationship between America's armed forces and its civilian leadership. The outcome will tell us whether the U.S. military is entering a new era of strategic clarity or a new era of politicized control.